Hello, and welcome to Love, Life, and Laughter, the place to be to learn how to live a happy and fulfilling life. Today's video is my response to a question I read on Facebook. So let me read the question to you. So the question asks, why aren't marriages lasting like our grandparents' generation? My answer is this. Our marriages of today are not lasting because unlike our grandparents, we're selfish. Our grandparents were selfless. Our grandparents realized that children do best when they are parented and raised by the two people, i.e. their mom and dad. Our grandparents realized that being happy is something that ebbs and flows. You can be happy today, unhappy the next day. Unhappy this minute, happy the next day. Our grandparents realized that for the greater good, it was better to keep families together. Our grandparents realized that it actually does take a village to raise a child. Our grandparents realized that when husbands and wives divorce, not only does it affect those two people, but it affects families. Our grandparents realized that when couples divorce, families break apart. I think the young people of today, if they were to just do this one thing that I think our grandparents did, I think we would drastically reduce divorce. Now, before I share with you what that one thing is, let me say this. Getting married is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. And so it's something that we shouldn't just jump into, something that we shouldn't jump into without doing our homework. When you think about marrying a person or want to marry a person, you need to ascertain whether or not that person has the qualities, the characteristics, and the values that you're looking for. If you're the type of person that you like to eat well, you like to be physically active, you like to train, and your potential spouse doesn't care about that, that's not going to work. If you're the type of person that you believe in a particular religion and you like to practice, that religion and live that religion, and your prospective spouse is not down with that, it's not going to work. You can't make somebody, you can't change a person, you can't turn them into something that you want. So I think what we're doing wrong nowadays is, I think young people are just hopping into these things. They're not doing the work on the front end. Now, assuming you've done the work on the front end, this one simple thing would drastically improve relationships. And that is this. A relationship involves two people, a marriage, okay? And in that marriage, if each person makes a commitment every day when you wake up, you get yourself together, you look in the mirror, you ask yourself, what can I do today to make my spouse's life better? If each person has that attitude, you've got a win-win. The marriage is going to work. You're not focusing on just you, your selfishness. What do I want? What are they going to do for me? If both parties asks, what can they do for the other person to make that person's life heaven, you got it. Now, I'm not saying that you neglect yourself, because in order to give to the other person, you have to take care of your physical body, you have to move, you have to eat well, you have to take care of your heart, you have to take care of your mind, you have to take care of your spirit. So by saying that the key to a successful marriage is what can you do to make your spouse's life better, is no way saying, oh, you just be a slave and don't, this and that. There are some instances where, okay, you know what? You may have that attitude, but the other party it was a bad choice from the get-go. Under those circumstances, it's not going to work. So I'm talking about assuming we have two individuals, husband and wife, who have done their homework, who have chosen wisely, and now they're saying, you know what, we're halfway there. We've done our work, and now all we need is to learn how to treat this relationship so that it'll be successful. I think our grandparents did that. So the answer to that question is, why aren't marriages lasting nowadays like they used to? Because we're too selfish. We want to, at the drop of a hat, we want to get out. We see something moving over there, we want to hook up with that. I'm not happy. I have the right to be happy. We're not thinking about our children and the impact it has on their lives. So anyway, I don't want to make this video too long, but that is my answer. Marriages are not working or lasting as long nowadays as they used to, because people are just giving up way too soon. Let me just share this one fact. There is evidence, statistical evidence, that supports the majority of people 5 years later after divorcing realize, you know what, it wasn't that bad. We should have stayed in it and made it work. And to me, that proves that if you've got a good person, you've chosen wisely, you've done your homework, issues come up, you don't just throw in the towel. You get help. I think that's, I think when families are together as a family and everybody's rooting and encouraging that marriage and giving good advice, I think that increases the likelihood of the marriage working. And so we need to get back to that, people. We need to get back to realizing that marriages, healthy marriages, are beneficial for everybody. It's a win-win situation. So those are my thoughts, and I would love to hear from anybody else, and let's keep this conversation going. Until next time, love, peace, and happiness. See ya.